As we explore how to engage with the Bible, I want to give you two great resources that won't cost you a dime and you can start using today. And then I'm going to give you one resource that will cost you about 224 dimes, but it's a once in a lifetime investment that's well worth it. And then I'm going to answer a bonus question about resources at the end. So first, is blueletterbible.org. Now, Blue Letter Bible has been a favorite of mine since the beginning of the public access to the internet, because I've been around since the public access to the internet. And so has Blue Letter Bible. And my only critique is that it still looks like it hasn't changed since the beginning of the internet. But in my opinion, the beauty of Blue Letter Bible, besides being free, is twofold. Now, first, it's language exploration. Now, something we all know, but we tend to forget, is that the Bible was not originally written in English. And if you've ever heard a good Bible teacher or pastor walk through a passage, they'll often say,
that word in the original Greek and Hebrew actually means
fill in the blank, And that's very cool, but it can give you this feeling of being a little cut off from the truly deep stuff that you don't have access to. Well, the good news is you can have easy access to the world of the original language through what Blue Letter Bible has available. And then you can go to any verse in the entire Bible. Say the little book of 3 John, which is a wonderful place to begin your Bible study journey, by the way. We did a video about that. But you click the tools bar and you see the word at the top. It says interlinear, which is a meaningless word to a lot of people. Well, what it means is written between the text. See, there are Bibles called interlinear Bibles that put the original language next to the English. Think of it just as meaning original language. But you click that and you'll see the original language next to the English. Next, you can pick a word and it will give you the Greek, Hebrew, or Aramaic dictionaries to give you a richer definition of the word that you're looking at. Then you can say things like,
in the original Greek, that word carries the idea of
fill in the blank. And you can impress people at your next small group meeting, or it will make you sound pretentious and annoying. You take your pick. Now, that is a pretty amazing tool that will take your Bible study to a whole new level at no charge. Now, next for Blue Letter Bible, I think the best help is the commentaries. Under commentaries, you can find written commentaries, audio recordings of pastors and Bible teachers, or even video commentaries on what you're studying. Now, my personal favorite has always been a guy named David Guzik. I found him to be very reliable and balanced in his approach. And you have to remember something too. Like anything, Blue Letter Bible has its own theological preferences, but you're not required to agree with them. Just enjoy it as a great resource. The second free refill. The second free refill you will be getting with your purchase of this cheeseburger. Second free resource. Second free resource. The second free resource is the Bible Project. Now, if you're familiar with YouTube, you may have heard of the Bible Project since they constructed their Bible instructions to fit the YouTube platform. And let's just say it, one of the best things about the Bible Project is it's visual.
So the Bible is one of the most influential books of all time, but what is it exactly?
Yeah, some people treat the Bible like a divine behavior manual that dropped out of heaven. Others use it like a theology dictionary, written to answer all of our questions about God. And others still think of it like a grab bag of spiritual one-liners and inspiring stories.
Now, besides a visual help, I think there's a couple of very important strengths the Bible Project has that are super helpful. One is their mission statement says they're helping people experience the Bible as a unified story that leads to Jesus. I love that statement. In other words, they help you see the Bible as a whole. So if you begin with 3 John, they'll help you understand how 3 John connects to the entire rest of the story of the Bible. Now, another huge benefit is their book summaries. For each book in the Bible, they give overviews of what the book is really all about, how it's structured, and how it fits into the larger story. Now, this is great because it gets to a couple of vital principles we've talked about: context and culture. They'll orient you and make you feel more confident as you take up and read the text. And the good news is most of them are less than 10 minutes long. And for those of us who have a hard time paying attention to much of anything over 10 minutes, that's great news. Now, in addition, there are tons of other resources, from word studies to theme studies to actual Bible study plans. I really am convinced that if anyone were to simply watch all the Bible Project videos, they'd know more about the Bible than about 98% of the rest of the population of the world. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, again, you're not required to agree with everything they say. I recommend you don't, but just learn what you can. So that's the free, easy access resources. Next, if someone pinned me to the wall and said,
I only have money to buy one Bible resource. What should I buy? Tell me.
well, I'd say, first of all, it's a really hard question, a lot of pressure, but I'd go with the IVP Bible Background Commentary of the New Testament by Craig Keener. The only thing I'd change about that is the name, because it should be just called the Cultural Background Commentary of the New Testament, because that's what it is. Now, I've said in another place, cultural background understanding will give you more aha moments than any other form of Bible study. I'm convinced of that. But how do you do cultural Bible study? Keener's book. This work contains every verse in the New Testament with insight about the culture behind it. And it's written by an absolute modern-day genius. Craig Keener, who's a personal hero of mine, is an extraordinary scholar. This is a lifetime reference book. You can get it like this, which looks impressive on your shelf, or you can get it on Kindle for about the price of about 5 venti frappuccinos. All you gotta do is give up frappuccinos for a week, and you've got a lifetime resource, and it's worth it. Now for a bonus question. How do you find a good commentary? And there's lots and lots and lots of commentaries out there. How do you decide which one to buy, especially since you may not have that much money and you can only save so much money from going without frappuccinos? Here's what you do. Do a Google search. Best commentaries on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd John, for example. Thankfully, in our day, scholars, pastors, theologians have written blog posts about their favorites. Now, these are sometimes guys who've read like 10 or 20 commentaries on the same book. So they'll give you like their top 3, 5, or 10. You check out their list from at least 3 or 5 of these different bloggers, and you look for the commentaries that they all mention. And especially what you'll find is usually there's like 1 or 2 that always make their 1st or 2nd in the list. And that cuts out all the fluff. Now, it's pretty easy to get all these resources, but how do you learn to use them? Check out this video on why it's a really good idea to start small. I hope that helps. See you next time.